everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the DreamWorks film, The Bad Guys. Now, as you know, The Bad Guys is a 2022 computer animated heist comedy film that was meant to be based on the children's book by Aaron Bowlby, and of course was made into a sort of animated adaptation. And I think, in my opinion, Bad Guys is definitely a film that still holds up well, and also showing the audience that you don't need to do an enforced redemption arc. Does kind of show signs that a person does want to change, and at the same time have questions if they're doing the right things or not. So the premise of the film is meant to feature how a group of bad guys led by Wolf, who's meant to be a charming, kind of witty, and kind of ringleader of his group. You've got Snake, who's a bit more of the sarcastic, kind of second in command. You've got Tarantula, who's basically the computer hacker, as well as Shark being the sort of man-child-like character. Piranha, who's a bit more of the short-fused wild card. And I think what makes the film work is that you can kind of tell that the bad guys are meant to be kind of like the stereotypical tropes, like Wolf kind of being the kind of street smart member, Snake being a bit of a grouch, Tarantula being the tech girl. And we kind of see how during a heist, trying to get the golden dolphin, after something that happens, after Wolf saves an elderly lady, this is going to be the starting point to where he kind of feels good that he's done something nice, and even starts to kind of question if he did the right thing or not. So, of course, we kind of see how Professor Marmalade, a wealthy guinea pig financialist, offers to help make them better people, and of course, try to show people that Wolf and the others have changed. And I think what makes the film work is that it doesn't feel enforced, it doesn't feel rushed. It doesn't feel like the throw the redemption story under the bus. It actually works, because throughout the film we do see how Wolf starts to kind of have questions if he's doing the right thing. And you can even tell that even his crew members at first don't agree with it, but over the course of the film, you can really tell they're starting to kind of show signs that they do want to improve. They do want to be loved and accepted. And you can even tell that, yeah, even the governor, known as Diane Foxington, even does show signs that he wants to believe that Wolf and the others can change, and even does voice some support. And I think when you've got the chief of police, I think her character works, because I think her character is just meant to be a message about how, yeah, even if you do change, it's not going to be easy to earn everyone's trust, despite what you've done. And I think for the most part, I think the film really does take time on showing how some of the characters do question if they're doing the right thing. I think it doesn't need to be an enforced redemption arc like Steven Universe and OKKO, but kind of show signs that someone does want to change, start kind of regretting if what they did was for the right reasons. And I know the film does differ some things from the book, like, yeah, Professor Marmalade being a sort of alien in the books, well, in the film, he's meant to be a normal guinea pig. And I know, yeah, Tarantula's book counterpart was meant to be a male spider, but instead a tarantula. And I think for the most part, I think what the film does well at, I think, is also giving time to sort of as well show signs that the bad guys aren't really awful. And you can really tell once they get a taste of doing something good, they start to feel like they're finally getting everything they really wanted. And I think really this is the best way to show people, as well as kids, that you don't need to do a redemption story, an enforced redemption story. You can show signs that people do want to change. You want to show your audience that not everyone's awful. And I think, yeah, like I said, I think shows like Infinity Train, and I think as well, I think F is for Family handle the redemption stories better, because it takes you time to see the characters question if what they did is right. You do kind of show signs that characters like Grace, Frank do want to change, while characters like Simon as well as Chet never really did. And I think to me is that, yeah, well, Bad Guys is a good film. It is going to be obvious to who the villain's going to be. And you know who the villain's going to be right away. And I think it's kind of obvious, but I think it doesn't ruin the film too much. So I think this film definitely deserves a thumbs up. It's still good, still enjoyable, and definitely has a good redemption story done right, and not an enforced one. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.